Welcome to Wandsworth Tonight. I'm Leslie Strachan. The Prime Minister has set out a 5-year plan to tackle extremism. We get reaction from a local Muslim group. Good evening, and for the next 15 minutes on Wandsworth Radio, you'll hear the latest local news from across Wandsworth. And we start tonight with the Prime Minister has set out a 5-year plan to tackle extremism. David Cameron says a lack of integration is one of the causes of radicalisation. He also wants extremism in prisons to be confronted and schools encouraged to become more integrated. Plus, parents are being asked to play their part.
I know how worried some people are that their children might turn to this ideology and even seek to travel to Syria or Iraq. So I can announce today we're going to introduce a new scheme to enable parents to apply directly to get their child's passport cancelled to prevent travel.
He also wants broadcasters not to interview IS sympathisers. Mr Cameron says it's too easy to blame extremism on British foreign policy.
To deny it has anything to do with Islam means you disempower the critical reforming voices, the voices that are challenging the fusing of religion and politics, the voices that want to challenge the scriptural basis which extremists claim to be acting on.
Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association, AMYA, is a local Muslim organisation, and we have Farooq Aftab, their General Secretary, on the line. Hello, Farooq.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you, and thanks for joining us this evening. Farooq, what's your view on Cameron's speech today?
I think firstly, we're going to say anything which helps curb the rise of extremism or radicalisation is to be welcomed. I mean, there's a lot here, and this is the biggest challenge facing us, and it needs a collective response from all of society, from government to community members, parents, and the press and media working for the best of society.
And do you know of anybody in the borough, in this area, who has been radicalised?
In our youth association, we represent thousands of Muslim youth in the London borough, and we haven't had a single incident of radicalised. And I think partly that is to do with strong leadership that we have. We have a caliph who's the worldwide leader, and the message given out that Islam is a peaceful religion and it's completely compatible with British values of being tolerant, respectful, and being just.
How have you managed then not to have radicalisation happen in this area?
Well, I think one of the key things is that the understanding of Islam and having the true, correct understanding of this peaceful religion. And secondly, like I mentioned, we have leaderships. We have a global leader who advises us on what to do and what the true message of Islam is. That's very important because you need leadership and guidance. And once you have that, we have engagement with youth where they can actually speak openly and frank discussions, and they understand their religion, and there's no complexes. So, there's no identity crisis being British or Muslim. I'm a British Muslim, and it's completely compatible with my religion.
I see. So, I mean, how would you suggest other people are experiencing this in other areas?
I think you've got to look at the underlying issues. I mean, the root causes which are leading to it. There's a lack of social mobility. You've got to look at the economics, unemployment, and ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call them. They're very clever. Their social marketing is very, it's a very great high standard where they entice youngsters into this kind of radicalisation, extremism. And if you've got fertile minds who have a clash internally, of an identity clash, it's very easy to be groomed. And this is a form of grooming, and it's a criminal activity, and it needs to be recognised as that as well.
Now, if you had the ear of the Prime Minister, what would you specifically be saying to him this evening?
I think what we should be saying is that this is something for all of us collectively to work on. It can't be done in isolation, and you can't isolate any particular group. All of society needs to come together. We all need to work for the good of the society, and if we do that, we can eliminate this radicalisation and extremism.
Farooq, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thanks.